Hello and welcome to the Daily Dominion for December 8th, 2024. We should have another full random board today. Yeah, since today is Sunday, it is Sunday, right? I know how time works. All right, so we got tax. Plus player one, not ideal. Rope is the only trashing. We probably want to open with a rope. Which is a little awkward in terms of what we're going to do with this hand. And then the draw is going to be livery with village green support, plus maybe some enchantress and guard dog stuff. More so enchantress, I would say. Like getting a pair of enchantresses, I think makes sense. Guard dogs, I don't know. In theory, Cellar is not useless because of village green. I don't know about opening one though. What else could we do? We could tax. We could take a bauble. Bauble for Woodworkers Guild. I'm not super excited about Woodworkers Guild, particularly not early because we were not going to have any actions in our deck. So yeah, scouting party doesn't really appeal because I mean, we do want to hit 4 and we don't necessarily want to trigger a shuffle. So I think we're going to tax. And then the question is, what do we tax? I think, knowing the AI's proclivities, I'm inclined to tax silver or gold. Or duplicate. But then again, I don't want to scare the AI off of getting a card that it shouldn't get. If that makes sense. Yeah, let's just go with silver. Okay. Our rope's gonna miss the shuffle anyway, so maybe we do scouting party here. Just gonna keep. Well, we could consider taking an enchantress. I think I'd better just get another rope. We got 4 of them now. Yeah, definitely ready for livery. Just get a second one. The odds of collision are very low, so I think so. Sure seems like we're just behind here. Like the AI has just been drawn a little bit better. But All right, village green. We are going to want a village green for sure. And then do we go ahead and take an enchantress? The one debt that we'll take is probably not a big deal at this point. So I think so. What the fuck? They must have had. Oh. Oh. Really? I drew Livery and Enchantress without Village Green? Are you serious? Uh. We could trash the Enchantress. Um. And like gain another one later. We have 4, so we're gonna pick up another village green off of that. How does this, or how does when you gain a card in your buy phase? Start of your buy phase. All right, so we would take the debt if we took another livery. It's awkward. Well, let's just do double village green then. Why would they tax village green? I have more village greens. Ugh. I would really like to next turn, but yeah. Do we want to split our ropes up? Quite possibly. All right, so we've got some excess actions here. Um, you don't get as many horses, but I'm wondering about actually going for getting that enchantress back. We go like Merchant Guild Enchantress tax Village Green again. They're like gonna be really hurting for actions. Wait, they turned their livery into a merchant guild? That's crazy. Oh. Okay. You get another Enchantress. We're actually going to be hurting for actions if we add more terminals than that. Unless we either take this for debt or we take a seller. I think we can afford to take the seller. I think we go Merchant Guild, Enchantress, seller. Force into Merchant Guild. You cannot play all those Merchant Guilds. Like, you can't do it. Okay. Oh, we're still short of being able to play for next turn. Yeah. But maybe we just go ahead and take another livery at this point. Like, we only end up in one debt, and having the extra draw will help with this whole business. I'd also just go ahead and eat the Village Green debt at some point too, but I mean, I guess we could also just go Merchant Guild. I just like to make sure I have the draw. All this woodworking of horses, it's so weird because they don't have the terminal space. And they're not drawing their deck. Keep some horses, that's good. All right. We did, however, run out of action, so if we were going to add any more terminals to our deck, we would need to get more village greens. I think we don't do that. We just buy some provinces. We got 13 coffers. We have 3 merchant guilds. They have 5 and the 2 ropes. Or, not 2 ropes, a bunch of ropes, but... How many horses do they have? Wait, do they really have... Oh wait, some of them are in the trash. There's 2 horses in the trash. I have 2 horses, but they really have that many horses? Oh, I guess this does... It's just surprising. I mean, maybe it's because they're not drawing. Well, alright, so... Do we think that they can, like, get 5 provinces or something like that? 4 provinces? Really? We're gonna get a lot of horses. In addition to the coffers here. So like if we wanted to just buy a bunch of duchies or something, we could certainly do that. Just in case. Like we're at 31 coins right now. So we're almost at 4 provinces. We're gonna get 3 coffers back for everything we buy here. So we will have if we buy like triple duchy, we will have fewer coffers. We're not exactly adding payload to our deck here. If we don't spend the coffers, we just added 6 more. We were at 31 coins. Yeah, maybe actually. We don't buy either of these. Thinking about, so we have 31 coins. If we buy like a couple golds, 6 buys. So if we need to buy like 4 provinces and 2 duchies, like if they get like double province or something like that, we can certainly do that. They can triple. I guess our spot is pretty awkward if they triple. Well, because then they have 5 provinces, we triple, and then we need, yeah, so we do maybe we do need to take a province so that I mean, it seems it's hard to believe that they're going to be able to triple just because of the lack of actions in their deck, but they do have the bauble and the ropes, so they don't necessarily have to play a merchant guild. Do it. Yeah, okay. I'm going back and buying that province. And then, I mean, we could just go ahead and buy another one. We generated 14 coins from our actual deck here. or it was actually 15 because we paid off the debt. So we had exactly enough for quad with the 17 coffers. Which means if we buy a duchy and pay off a debt, we'll be up 6 coffers. We could buy another duchy. Yeah, okay. We buy a duchy, pay off a debt. Now we're net 6 coffers. We buy another duchy. That's minus 2 net coffers. We're net 4 coffers. Oh. Buy another duchy. We want to be worst net 0. This duchy. We had 17. We get 9, so we have 21 essentially right now. Plus the 15 coins in our deck. That'll be 36. Yeah, so we're 4 over triple province, or quad province. So we buy another duchy. And now we're 2 over, and we buy another duchy, and we have exactly enough, I think. All right, let me double check this. So we're getting 3 horses and 3 coffers. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, plus the 15 coffers in our deck, or coins in our deck is 32. Oh, we still have 2 coffers that we could spend. So we have actually 2 extra coffers. But I don't think there's any reason to spend it. Like, we could buy a copper and net 1 coffer, but we are already over our target anyway. We could tax, but I think scouting party, top deck of horses. That's probably what we should do, actually. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh, no, wait. We need this. This is getting us to 17. Never mind. Okay. Glad I didn't mess that up. They used up one of their village greens with the Enchantress. That's good. Reduce their terminal space. What did they do? Bought 4 duchies? Oh. Well, I mean, now we can just win on piles, right? Like, we need province, estate, merchant guild, triple livery. Maybe, do we actually 4? Yeah, we have that many buys. We have that much money. 28. Yeah. Oh my god, we have way more coffers than I thought. Wait, how did I... 62 coffers? What the hell? Why do I have so many coffers? Oh, the horses! Oh, holy shit! No wonder they had so many coffers. I was wondering. I was like, how did they... Oh my god. I totally forgot about that interaction. Oh my gosh. Well, on the one hand, that's kind of embarrassing. But on the other hand, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is no other hand. Maybe that's why the AI was like, whatever, I don't care about liveries. I'm just gonna get merchant guilds. But then again, you need the liveries to make it work. I don't know. Whatever. That's hilarious. Okay. All right. We don't need to play the Enchantress, which means we have we don't specifically necessarily need to find all of our village greens with our sellers. That being said, we already have done. Okay, well. We probably didn't even need to play as many horses as we did. Not that it would matter because we would end up getting them all back, but you know. So that was yeah, I that's so funny. I'm like doing all this planning around like, oh, you know, they have 17 coffers and it'll be just enough to hit 4 provinces. No. Oh my gosh. We'll pay our debts. What? That's what? Oh, that was the notable thing that we did in this game? Okay. All right, so yeah, I completely... And I mean, I must have been getting this on previous turns. I just didn't have as many merchant guilds. Yeah, I just did not register. Like, I got 12 here, which is way more than I should have gotten from, like, 2 merchant guilds. But I think I didn't, like, otherwise. But I think I didn't register that... It's like, oh, I haven't been spending the coffers or something, maybe. I don't know. I just didn't... That's so... Oh my god, that's so funny. I guess I'm still not used to the errata in some ways, right? Because you used to be you actually had to buy the card to get the coffers. That's... Yeah, and that is, I think it does explain why the AI was doing as well as it was, despite honestly doing a pretty weird thing. It's like, this is the first turn that they played a merchant guild, maybe. Yeah, up above this, it's just liveries. And then, here they play a merchant guild and they get a couple horses and they get 6 coffers. And like that's already like they already had the merchant guild in play when they did the woodworkers guild, so they get like 2 coffers for like the livery, or sorry, for the merchant guild plus the horse. And then they buy 2 more ropes and get 2 more horses. They get 6 coffers. So that was already like why they were doing, yeah, as well as they were. But yeah, I mean, ultimately the tax thing was just weird. Like, I understood why the AI taxed livery, because it had more liveries than I did. But taxing village green when like I have 3 of them and it has 2 is super weird. Especially, it's like I had the enchantresses as well. Maybe I didn't at the time, or maybe I only had 1, or I don't remember exactly. But like, you know, you risk that your village green gets eaten by, like the way that there's dead on the last turn. Although you would think that would be generally avoidable between having horses in the deck and, oh, you're over terminal, play one of the terminals. Like, what are the odds that you just have, like, I mean, because you're thin, right? You're trashing your coppers and stuff. But so that probably isn't such a big deal. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I would want more than 2 village greens on this board for sure. I wanted more than 3, but yeah, it seemed workable this way. Could I have afforded to take on the debt? Yeah, in retrospect, obviously I could have, but yeah, mostly was it so. Was it correct for me not to take a bauble in the opening? I don't know. The AI made use of Woodworkers Guild, but I'm not convinced. Like the really early one where they had terminal collision, like was probably good. Delivery. Da, da, da. They had here, yeah, they had a livery and they bought. Maybe they didn't have more liveries than I did then, because well, they had trashed more by the end. Yeah, I don't know. Like at the point where they taxed livery. Oh no, they definitely did. Yeah, they had 2. I had no, I had 2 as well. I was thinking they had 1 more, but they didn't. All right, well, whatever. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, they did make some use of it, but I don't know. Like a lot of it was like turning good stuff into other good stuff, which isn't really like what I want to be doing. And then the other thing is that like when you buy the cheaper card that you might like, if you're like, oh, I can buy a seller and then turn it into whatever, like you're not getting horses from that. So it's like, I don't know. So I'm not convinced. I mean, adding a bauble would increase my money density in my deck, in the opening. But the reason I mean that I kind of didn't want it, aside from just like I don't know, in the long run, it's not the greatest of cards here. Although I guess being able to top deck all your horses would be nice. Is that I just wanted to make sure that I didn't like miss my rope essentially, and like maximize the chances of seeing it turn 3, maximize the chances that it doesn't get bottom decked. Is that worth skipping bauble? Maybe not. Maybe I should have just taken a bauble. I don't know, but whatever. It is the kind of thing where it's hard to tell. Like the AI's play isn't strong enough to be able to tell necessarily about stuff like that, because it's not going to punish you if that is a mistake. But yeah, obviously though, I also completely overlooked the Merchant Guild like livery interaction. So, I mean, as it turned out, I think I built more or less correctly for it anyway, but probably not as correctly as I could have done if I had registered that. And I mean, you do still want to front load the liveries because it's more important to get the draw early than to get the coffers, particularly because like if you have 1 livery and 1 merchant guild and you buy a card and you get the extra horse, like now that buying that card gives you 2 coins instead of 1 coin from merchant guild. The livery gives you 3 coins. So like one livery and 1 merchant guild versus 2 liveries, you still are getting as much payload like initially from more, because you get the coins like immediately, from livery, and you get the extra draw. So you do want to have more liveries sooner anyway. So I'm not even sure what I would necessarily change as a consequence of registering that interaction. Maybe just like my estimate of how long the game was going to last or how long it was going to take to ramp, because obviously like without that interaction, we wouldn't have had nearly as much money as quickly, and the game would have potentially lasted longer. Although it wasn't exactly the fastest of games as it was. 15 turns. Yeah. I mean, I guess rope is the only trashing isn't like the fastest trashing. But yeah, even so, I think, well, it's also like I guess a question of there's a little bit of endgame maneuvering there. Like if I don't know, if I was just trying to empty the provinces myself and that was my only goal, maybe I can do it by like turn 14 or something like that. I don't know. Nah, probably not. Yeah, how would I have done that? No, never mind. I don't know. Yeah, so it's not as like the fastest thing, but it still ramped. Like once we got to the point where it started to ramp, it ramped substantially faster than I expected. Is the point, and I would have wanted to account for that if I had realized, but I'm honestly not sure what I would have done differently to account for it. So, in any case, I mean, at the very least, I obviously could have afforded to scouting party at the previous turn. Also, I ended this game with 97 coffers. I shouldn't have bought that estate, I guess. I should have bought something that would have generated more coffers. Like, because that would have gotten me horses. Although I guess the horses were almost out, so actually it would have not gotten me as much extra. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.